The 5 of you have been living in the Dream Grove for a few days now. Cody, in your binder, you still have your daily planner from school, complete with a calendar. Each night, you take a colored pencil and cross off another day, starting from December 1st, the first day you missed back home. Things are peaceful here. While training one day, Scruff suggests that you run an exercise called a battle royale. You still have time to prepare, as this is going to take place tomorrow. What do you do?
I would like to at least buy one other change of clothes so that I don't have to constantly think about how long I've been wearing the clothes I've been wearing.
Hell yeah. I think over the past few days, you have all gone to the storehouse and gotten as many clothes as you want.
Some cool fantasy clothes.
Yeah, cool fantasy clothes. They got clothes from like a whole bunch of different cultures and stuff. So whatever you all want to be wearing.
Max has a pair of incredibly tight leather pants.
Awesome.
Good.
That's the only garment he gets. Nothing else.
Well, he can't wear anything that would compromise the titty window, so.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
For the record, I put the collar of immortality on Hat. I never said that, and I didn't want it to go unsaid.
Beautiful. Hat is now immortal until she decides she doesn't want to be.
Erica's going to pick up some leather armor, and she's just going to finally trash her jumpsuit, which still has a little bit of purple sludge on it. And she trashes her all torn, bloody clothes too.
Purple slut?
The purple sludge from Matthew's Nasty Trap Plant.
Oh, the nasty juice?
I don't think that was purple.
The purple sludge, I think, was from the move shroom.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of nasty stuff on Erica, so that it's just going in the trash.
You all get to finally see not nasty, slimy Erica.
Wow, has your jumpsuit always been that color?
It's really hard to say, Zan.
You just go outside and dig a hole and light it on fire? Or
Ceremonially.
I think I put it under my bed because I don't want to ask anyone where to throw it away. So I just shove it under my bed.
Okay, great. Good.
That's such a mood.
Yeah.
That's how I left my dorms in college.
Cody's gonna find the things closest to a hoodie and jeans. He has his style and he's sticking to it.
You find fantasy hoodies and jeans.
Yep, various colors of hoodies.
Jasmin just has some dresses, I think.
Aw.
And then one pair of breeches and a vest or something for hiking.
Good.
At some point over these couple of days, Zan is going to pull Erica aside. Look, we don't always get along, but I don't know. I trust that you're probably gonna try to find a way out of this. You're a survivor, and I think this will be safe with you. And she hands Erica a sealed letter, just in a plain paper envelope. It has an address written on the front of it, like a real Earth address, and just says look, if you make it out and I don't, can you send this for me? Also, don't open it.
Erica, up to this point, her eyes have been kind of darting around, not knowing what was coming. And she kind of takes the envelope in her hand and she says, yeah, I feel like you're going to make it too, but I can definitely hang on to this for you if you want. I mean, you probably don't have too much room in your bag with your little creepy doll, but yeah, I can hold on to this for you.
Thanks.
She slips it into a black leather journal and puts it in her bag.
Rad. At some other point, Zan pulls Cody aside and says, hey, kid.
What? Huh?
I've got this letter.
For me?
Just in case we ever, there's a portal and we're like, hey, Cody, go through because you need to get back to school or whatever. Can you mail this for me? If you need money for postage, I have $1 somewhere in my jean pants, my pocket.
It's okay. I can borrow some from someone.
Great.
Sure.
Thanks.
And so then Cody will pick out his notebook and kind of just like, while kind of looking at Zan quizzically, just kind of slip it slowly into the pocket of one of the notebooks and then close it. Is that all you need? Are we good?
Yep.
Oh,
Great.
Okay. Cool.
Do either of you open it?
I don't think Erica's going to open it right now.
Good. Let me know when that happens.
No, I don't think.
I don't think Cody would open it.
You're in a mixture of being kind and also not caring. Cody's just like, okay, whatever.
I feel like Erica really likes Zan and is generally not going to like try to betray her trust.
Great.
I think the bigger question is if Zan doesn't make it back and Cody does, how likely is he to remember he has this thing?
He'll find it at some point.
Yeah, like 3 months after he gets back, he's like, oh, let me show you this. Uh-oh.
Also, there's this trip slip from 2nd grade. I feel like I was supposed to get this signed. It's for the planetarium.
Okay, great. I'll also say, while we were mentioning Zan's purse, which is smaller than a backpack, you can just pick up like a bag. So you have more storage than
great.
A purse.
I didn't even think about doing that. That's a good idea.
You should keep purse just for baby, though. That's your baby bag.
I feel like the baby should probably go in the bag and the purse stays for like stuff I actually want to not be cursed.
Yeah,
later.
and like hat.
Yeah.
If you're getting something only for the baby, why don't you just get like a hamper?
Like a baby Bjorn
Yes.
for your haunted doll.
That's sort of accepting that it's almost sentient, and I don't like that.
This is my child. I carry it with me
Yeah,
wherever
that's
I
worse.
go.
I don't want anybody to see this thing ever.
Can you get a rat Bjorn, though? If your armor had a titty window, that's where Hat would live.
While we're talking about it, do you want to do a haunted doll riddle?
I do want to do a haunted doll riddle.
Okay, great. Good morning. I'm Riddle Me Baby. Do you want your riddle?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Could you say it like slowly this time?
Okay.
Wait, I imagine that you're doing this in our apartment.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear the Riddle Me Baby activating?
Do it.
That is a 14.
You definitely do. This baby fucking yells its riddles.
Okay, I go and I stand in the doorway.
Okay, great. What work is it that the faster you work, the longer it is before you're done, and the slower you work, the sooner you're finished?
Hmm.
Do 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 do.
I have no idea off the top of my head.
Uh-oh. And she opens her mouth and a cloud of poison gas comes out and hits you in the face. And you take
Classic.
3 damage.
Well, that's fair.
Erica says, you really nailed that one, Zan.
Thanks.
Just sitting there coughing.
Did you have a better response?
You know, I couldn't think of anything. Eating? Does that make sense? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like
Do you want to know the answer? These are all from riddles.com. I love riddles.com.
I sort of figured as much.
Roasting meat on a spit.
What?
What?
What? If you turn it faster, it'll take longer. But if you go slowly...
That's way less sophisticated. That's just like a shitty one.
Uh-huh.
That's not a riddle, that's trivia.
Uh-huh.
The first couple of riddles were like ones that I was like, okay, this makes sense. Now they're getting worse.
Riddle Me Baby's like, if you have criticism, you can shove it up my porcelain butt. See you tomorrow. Gee, their little porcelain eyes click closed.
But then you turn over Riddle Me Baby, and there is a little slot called Criticism Welcome Here.
It says criticism welcome here, and there's an arrow pointing to her butt.
Suggestion box.
Does this doll have like a tramp stamp? Is that what you're telling me?
It's for Riddle DLC.
Cool. Okay, so let's say it's...
Is it cool? Is it cool?
I wanted to have a bit of a montage of what Jasmine's been up to.
Okay, cool.
You can see Jasmine talking to some of the daughters of the people that live here while she's doing laundry with them, and her sitting on the balcony having tea, her playing a game with Cody, and her out on a walk with Noelle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jasmine actually adapts really well to this life. The attitude of the daughters here is very much like, whatever ways you want to contribute to the community is like super welcome, and like they'll help you like get set up. And I can imagine Jasmin like doing some like gardening and like helping like grow the food that feeds the community and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Cody, over the time, most of his time, if he's not been invited to do something like play with Jasmin or whatever, he's probably going to be mostly hanging out at their home base, just kind of entertaining himself, a little bit of exploring. But one thing I know he's going to do is go to like try to find where all the storage stuff is, to find like adventuring stuff, and maybe pick up some just general adventuring supplies, including a map of the area of the Dream Grove and like a compass. Maybe a rope.
I think there's something in D&D called an adventurer's kit. You can just say you have one of those, and
that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, perfect. You can all have one of those. I think that's like just a standard D&D thing.
At some point, kind of when everyone else is busy, he's gonna slip out to the place where the moon spirits appear at night and have the map of the Dream Grove and kind of put his compass down and like look at the direction that he got from his spell he cast and like figure out what direction he was pointing at and then draw a line on the map to kind of just...
Yeah, so I'll say like daughter Patrick, who is the one who is like the big like Goliath guy who is doing laundry.
Yeah.
Helps you find all of this stuff, and he actually teaches you how to use the compass with the map.
Cool.
Could you make an intelligence check for me so we can figure out if you can guess how far away this object was?
5 plus 3, 8.
Okay, cool. You know that the direction that you went in that super boosted spell from these moon spirits was north. You don't know how far. So you like spend some time kind of looking at this map of the continent. Daughter Patrick, when he gives you this map, actually just like points out some of the locations. So like you have like a general idea of like where Fell's Keep is relation to where you are. You can see that like the Dream Grove is located west of the Kingdom of Ness on this like big island. And north of the Dream Grove, there are like a bunch of small villages marked. And then beyond that, there's a large city and then another marker, which I think Daughter Patrick pointed out is the Sapien stronghold. And then beyond that, it switches to like ocean for a while. And then there are more continents beyond that I assume Daughter Patrick rattled off, and Cody was like, cool. Just
yeah, sure. So that's what Cody's been up to. But before the battle royale, once he knows that there's like a thing going to happen, he'll probably kind of like see Erica trying on the armor and be like, I probably should have that. And he's also going to get himself some armor since he knows he's not as beefy as the other people in the party.
Yeah, I'll say that you try on some armor, but you are like super like encumbered by it.
Cody will put it on and try to go in his pocket for his Codymon cards to like get it, and like it'll just like pull taut. And he's like, okay, this won't work, and so he'll just like pull it off and go on his way.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna say, just for like, since you guys have been here for a few days and Cody has established that he is focusing on training, I'm going to say that you train enough that you can wear some leather armor. I think that's reasonable. It only adds 1 to your AC.
Beefy boy.
You go and be like, hey, Scruff, I want to wear this armor. And she's like, all right, time to start push-ups.
Okay. Yeah, and also I think it's fair to say I want Cody to continue getting up early and running with Max as well.
Definitely.
Unless Max wants to just leave him in the dust and Cody can figure out how to run for himself.
What's Max been up to?
Every morning, Max gets up, and whoever he can drag with him, either Jasmin or Cody, he'll go off to the training grounds and train with Scruff or whoever's there. And then he'll just hang out around the Dream Grove, socializing with all the daughters. If anyone goes out on any like retrieval missions where they need to just go collect things from in the growth.
The growth doesn't really extend out here because it's like big field, but yes, many daughters do go out and like collect some arachnivolt silk and shit like that. Like,
yeah, so he'll accompany them and make sure that they make it back okay.
Cool.
Y'all notice that Erica like hangs out with you guys, but is basically avoiding everyone else in the Dream Grove and is a little awkward about it, is like grabbing her meals and like eating them outside next to the field, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Zan also has been just a little bit, and I don't want to say grumpy because that you just be like, yeah, it's Zan, but like just like a little bit on edge about like her abilities. Like last we saw, she was trying to train and she fucked up literally every single thing she tried to do. And she's like just definitely in like a little bit of a funk about that. Like of, oh man, I can't. Like Cody's just like blasting fire and I just like hit stuff with my sword over and over again. And most of the time it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
that's where she's at.
I can imagine Zan going and kind of training by herself as opposed to with the group.
Yeah, she's definitely not doing it with other people.
Great.
I just wanted to put it out there that Max has attuned some of the colors to everyone in the party.
Nice. 2 episodes ago, Max bought a pen that when he writes in the different colors that the pen produces, it can beam that word or image into someone's brain. So Max can now send you all pictures. So you all make your way over to the training grounds. This is the area of flat field just outside of the grove. It is surrounded by a smooth wall made of stone and glass inlaid with engravings of the moon's cycle. Scruff and Holly are waiting by the wall, and as you get closer, Scruff waves a big hairy arm and a portion of the wall retracts into the ground, giving you access into the training field. Scruff is smiling at all of you and says, "Y'all ready for your battle royale? It is a great team building exercise."
What does it mean?
Yeah, what is it?
So what we're going to do is you're all going to head into the field and we're going to set it to no damage, but you'll still be able to like feel at least some impact from when you get hit. So you know you've been hit.
Mm-hmm.
And Holly will give you a little marker. Actually, Holly, you want to do that now? So Holly's like over at the wall, just tracing some runes and like adjusting the settings of this training ground. She walks over to you and says, "Please extend your non-dominant hand."
Okay.
Yeah, she takes your hand and with her finger draws a rune on the back of your hand and it glows briefly and then vanishes. In its place, you see a black rectangle. As you take damage, this bar will fill up with blue light. When it is completely full, you are out and you will be teleported to the gate where Scruff and I will be waiting. Last person standing wins.
Question.
Yes.
Does it show the damage I took from Riddle Me Baby this morning?
We can say that was yesterday.
Okay, great.
So you should all be at full, all your spell slots.
Zan pulls out Riddle Me Baby in the middle of the battle to do another riddle.
Get the riddle wrong and throw it like a poison grenade.
Yeah.
You just hold it facing somebody else and are like, I don't know, blue?
I don't know the answer.
Your mom throws it.
Great. So yeah, Scruff claps her hands and is like, all right, rules. There aren't any. Use anything and everything to win. The point of this exercise is to find out firsthand what your teammates are capable of. So that involves trickery, emotional manipulation, hiding, sneak attacks, anything you can think of. Any questions? No? All right, get in there. Holly and I will be watching closely. And Holly is like, to make sure that you have learned the proper techniques and are able to apply them. And Scruff says, see how well you can improvise. Make stuff up. Adapt. And she like smacks Max on the butt as he walks in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you all walk into the training grounds. The glass wall slides back into place. And you all stand in the center. Holly has told you to all extend that non-dominant hand and put it together like you're going to say, go team. And you hear Scruff's voice booming from over the field. And she says, ready, set, fight. Roll initiative.
Woo!
10.
17.
21.
Damn, Cody.
That's a 21.
What are your dex modifiers?
1.
4.
Okay, yeah. Max?
1.
Hey, there are worse times to have a 1. But burn that dice.
All right, great. As you get in there, Zan, Cody, and Erica kind of like leap into action. Jasmin hesitantly like, and Max is like, oh, a butterfly. Okay, Zan, you're first. What would you like to do?
I'm going to Hunter's Mark Max.
Nailed it.
And then I'm just going to attack him. He's not paying attention. I'm trying to get my big, like, physical opponent out of the way.
Yeah, do it. Roll an attack on Max.
Ugh. Oh, wait. He's an enemy that hasn't gone yet.
He is.
Wow, I got a 3 both times. What are the odds?
Wow.
Yeah, yikes. It's 9. Yeah, that's not gonna hit.
Nope.
You smack Max with the flat side of your short sword. Flap. He takes no damage. Up next is Cody.
So Cody, having a little bit of a freak out, this action just started happening, and Zan just turned and just went at Max, is going to be kind of a little freaked out. So he's going to run 40 feet away from the party. Just everybody, just run to the opposite side of the room. And hit over. And then he's going, once he gets over there, he's going to kind of in a little bit of panic, reach down and pull out Flowell's card and kind of go, okay, let's try this again. And he's going to cast Mirror Image on himself.
Ooh.
To bring out 3 extra Codys.
Great. You watch the small child flee and then flip. There's 4 of him.
Yeah. As a bonus action, he's going to call Water up and say, let's get you in this fun. And is going to cast Dragon's Breath on Water, which pours magical energy into Water. And so Water's going to kind of give Cody a nod and run back 30 feet to get 10 feet from the party. And it's going to open her little mouth and spew cold energy at everyone? Is everyone within a 15-foot cone?
Yeah.
Of that spot? Okay. Cody's going to flinch when this happens too. So dexterity saving throws.
All right. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good.
Natural 1.
Oof.
20.
21.
So anyone who beat a 13 takes half damage.
7 damage.
So you take either 3 or 7 damage as Water unleashes just a cone of ice at you.
And Cody goes, sorry! But I'm proud of you, Water!
Next up is Erica.
Is everyone, except for Cody, within a 10-foot radius? Is that including Water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I am going to cast Earth Tremor. Everyone in the area will take 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. And that's a dexterity saving throw.
Again? All
All right. Everyone roll your dex save.
7.
13.
3.
Water, natural 1. Water disappears.
Everyone fails, including Water. The earth starts to tremor and Water just poof vanishes. Actually, Cody, could you make a perception check?
6.
You don't know where Water went.
What? Water? Where are you?
It's probably better this way.
Okay, so everyone has taken 2 damage and is prone.
Okay.
And it also has become difficult terrain within that 10 feet. And because of difficult terrain, I can't move super far. So I'm going to move, I guess, 5 feet and then an additional. So I'm 25 feet away. There you go. There's math.
Gross.
All right. Next up is Jasmin. You're laying on the ground.
Yeah. Jasmin screams when she gets hit by ice and then screams in fear when she gets hit by the tremors as well. She drops her staff, tries to scramble backwards and grab her staff while on the ground still. Doesn't get very far because the ground is very rough, and tries to stand up. So she's 10 foot away, and then she looks around her desperately and just runs away. I'm going to use my entire turn to run.
Perfect. All right.
And then I guess I'll use a bonus action to cast Bulb of the Summer Court on myself.
Jasmin has run away and her hair has some cute little flowers in it now.
I heal 5 hit points, and I get 2 temporary hit points.
Max, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm going to use half my movement to stand up. Then I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself as a bonus action.
Shield of face.
Shield your face.
I'm gonna hit Zan on the ground next to me.
Great.
Have advantage because she's prone.
Oh, Zan.
This tracks.
Just starts kicking you.
This is confirming all of Zan's suspicions.
To be fair, you attacked first, Zan.
I don't even think he noticed that I attacked him first.
Okay, that's a 19 plus 6, 25.
Yeah, I don't even need to look at that.
So D8.
Do it.
3 plus 4, 7 damage.
And me.
All right. And it is Zan's turn.
Great. I stand up. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. Hey, there's no point in going anywhere. I'm just gonna hit Max.
Do it.
I'm just gonna try to hit Max.
We're going to have a throwdown right here in the middle, and then whoever lives gets to try and leave.
Yep.
Fucking Christ. 11.
Nope.
Zan's just gonna sigh really dramatically and just shrug. Really sad.
Okay, great. It's Cody's turn.
Cody is just going to be sitting there looking around, and he really is only he saw Erica do like a big thing in the area, but just sees really combat happening with Zan and Max. And so he's going to summon his quarterstaff.
Okay.
And then he's going to drop it on the ground and then pull out his cards, and he's going to pull out a card that has a picture of a little gooey looking worm thing with 2 little antennae and a baseball cap on. Its name is Slugger. It's number 11. And he's going to cast Catapult on his quarterstaff and hurl it at Zan and Max.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
What does that do?
So Catapult chooses one object weighing 1 to 5 pounds. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction you choose before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts against solid surface. If the object would strike a creature, that creature must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving. When the object strikes something, the object and what it strikes each take 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Make dexterity saving throws. Max and Zan.
That's a natural 1.
Shit.
Oh,
Mine's a 7.
Great. You can't hit both of them. Who'd you hit?
Max.
I have a feat for that.
You have a what?
I have a feat for that.
What is it?
It's his left foot.
I did not save, but I have a shield on. Means I take half damage.
Great.
18 damage.
So you take 9 damage.
Cool.
From a stick that this small child wizard threw at us real good.
With his brain. Erica, it's your turn.
So I'm going to move within 60 feet of Cody. So it's like 5 feet forward. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on Cody. So that is going to be a wisdom saving throw for you.
It's a 16, 11 plus 5.
That saves, but you're still going to take half damage.
Okay.
So you hear Erica whisper into your ear, Cody, you don't want to hurt your friends, do you? Which is messed up, I know. Ooh, so that is an 8. So you're going to take 4 points of psychic damage.
Here's the thing. Cody's going to hear that, and he's just going to kneel down and start crying.
Oh, no.
Like, he was already not feeling good about this, but he's like, I'm sorry, I thought I was supposed to.
The rest of you just see Cody fucking telekinetically send his quarterstaff slamming into Max, just whack him across the fucking head, and then sit down and start crying because none of you can tell what Erica did.
Oh, no.
Cody's gonna win by default because none of us are gonna hit.
Except for me, baby.
Except Erica, apparently.
And then I'm going to back up 20 feet.
All right. It is Jasmin's turn.
Jasmin's going to cast Entangle. She pushes a button and holds out her hand, which glows pink and purple, out of the ground in a 20 by 20 foot cube between her and the rest of the group. These plants appear out of the ground and, make it difficult terrain.
Cool.
Can't stop me, because I can't read. Also, I ignore difficult terrain.
Next up is Max's turn. Cody just fucking beamed you.
Guess what I'm doing?
All right, you're going to take it out on Zan.
I thought Max is going to throw a javelin at crying Cody.
I could. How far away is Cody?
40 feet?
I'll hit Zan. It's 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's not prone, but
But I'm just standing here.
Well, 5 damage.
Okay.
Max whacks you again. It's Zan's turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try hitting him again. Because if I do hit him, it'll be good.
Do it. Roll.
That's a 25, baby.
Oh, shit.
You hit me this time.
I did I?
good.
Max says, looking at Zan.
Barely.
Oh, good. I don't know what your AC is. Pretty damn high. A 1, 7 plus another d6. 1 plus 2. That's 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Zan finally hits Max.
Fuck yes! God!
Great. It's Cody's turn.
Jesus.
I want to know with an Arcana check, can Cody figure out what just happened? Does he know this was just a spell?
Okay, yeah. Make an Arcana check.
It's a 19 plus 3.
Yeah, you've been, I assume, like talking to Holly a lot because she's like teaches like magic out here on the training grounds. You kind of wipe your tears away and realize that Erica was casting a spell at you.
Cody is, again, having his cards in hand, is just kind of wipes his tears from his face, and he pulls out another card with a black and purple bird on it. It's a raven. Its name is Nevermore.
That's a really highbrow.
Here, the thing, Jex went through a goth phase in high school and
All right, there we go.
taught Cody some good crap.
Nice.
He thought that would be funny and make her laugh. And so he's going to go, not cool, Erica. And it's going to cast Sleep
Ooh.
on Erica. It has a 90-foot radius, which I believe I did math correctly.
Oh, yep. I'm 80 feet. Yep.
So that is 5d8 to get the HP amount.
Is there a saving throw or anything?
It's just if he can roll enough
Okay.
HP. So
Gotcha.
roll your d8s.
21.
Nope. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm beefy.
Cody just tried to cast it, and then he felt it try to go through, but not, and just kind of like sighs.
I think Erica's eyelids droop a little bit, and then she like reasserts her position.
It's my secret, Cody. Erica's always tired.
Erica, it is your turn.
So I'm going to move so I'm within 60 feet of Jasmin. And I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force. You are going to see 4 Queensguard are going to just kind of come out of the ground and surround you.
Jasmin yells.
So while you're within the area of these Queensguards, you are going to take 1d6 damage. On your next turn, you can use an action to tell if they're real or not with an intelligence check. But that's going to be 6 damage from the Queensguard.
All right.
Yeah, these gold armored himbos just raise out of the ground and smack you with the sword.
The dumb one that hit Cody is there, by the way.
Okay, next up, it is Jasmine's turn.
I guess I'll do that intelligence check so that I have to use an action for that.
Roll your intelligence check.
That's 13 plus 2, 15.
Okay, that is a save. So they just kind of evaporate around you. And you realize that they were not real.
Yeah, I think Jasmin just, after the initial jump, just kind of like almost instinctively swipes at them with her staff, and the staff just goes through, and she's like, oh.
Are you going to run away?
Yeah, she's going to run another 20 feet away from the central group.
Great.
I will use the last of my 2 Balm of the Summer Court on myself.
So next up is Max.
As my action, I'm going to lay on hands myself. Whole thing, full dump. So I regain 20 hit points.
Max takes a full dump on himself.
Spider Max. Spider Max.
Oh no.
Reoccurring theme here. And I think that's all I got.
So Max touches himself, makes himself feel good. Gotcha.
Yep.
And now it's Zan's turn.
Okay, I'm going to run up to Erica and try to hit. Well, Max is going to take an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go attack Erica because this is going nowhere.
Max, take an opportunity attack at Zan.
12 plus 6, 18.
Does not hit.
Oh.
She fucking flips you off, ducks under your sword, and charges Erica.
I'm going to attack Erica with my short sword. Oh, fucking Christ. That's a 10.
That does not hit.
Yep, that tracks. Classic Zan.
Okay, great. Next up is Cody's turn.
Cody's going to pull out Spunk. Okay, good buddy. You never let me down. And shoot out magic missile at first level at Erica.
Great. She's about 60 feet away from you.
It's a 120-foot range.
Perfect.
8 damage.
All right.
Next up is Erica's turn. Cody blasted you. Zan tried to hit you and is standing right next to you.
Hi.
Max is 20 feet away. Jasmin is 30 feet away.
So I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on Zan because she's right in front of me. So that is Wisdom saving throw.
You'll never guess what I rolled.
Oh my god.
What?
It's a 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Had a lot of 1s this episode, huh?
Okay. 3d6. I'm so sorry. Oh. Zan, you hear Erica whisper in your ear. Nah, I don't think so.
Jesus.
And you take 15 points of psychic damage.
Sorry, did you... How many points?
15.
Zan's unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, you all see Erica just fucking glare at Zan, and Zan, poof, vanishes. Zan, you appear next to daughter Scruff and Holly, who are outside the gate.
Damn.
Zan sits down on the floor and doesn't look at anybody.
Jasmin,
I'm
it's
so
your turn.
sorry. I wasn't going to attack you, but since you attacked me, I had to do it.
It's totally fair.
I feel like this is the episode where Erica is just an absolute monster.
I love it though. That's the thing. I love it so much.
This fits Zan's narrative very well.
Yep. Jasmin, what are you doing?
Jasmin is going to cast Moonbeam on Erica.
Do it.
She
I'm the final boss.
She holds up her staff in front of her with both hands, and I imagine that, like, in the hole between where the two moons on the top of the staff intersect, this, like, light starts coalescing, and then, like, a beam of moonlight radiates onto Erica. And I'm going to run away from Erica.
Jasmin keeps running away. Max, it is your turn.
Okay. Max sees Zan teleport out, and he frowns a little bit. And he's like, well, and then he takes off toward Erica.
You will take damage from the moonbeam if you enter it.
Erica's in a moonbeam pillar. A pillar of moon.
Okay, I'll just throw the javelin at Erica from 15 feet away. I think that's out of the moonbeam.
Yeah, roll your attack.
8. Nope.
That does not hit.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Cody's turn.
Oh, so much changes between turns.
It does.
Cody has Spunk's card out, knows magic missile works, so he's just gonna aim at Max with a magic missile.
Roll damage.
That is 9.
Max, you take 9 damage. Erica, it is your turn. You take damage from moonbeam.
That's a Constitution save.
Ooh, that is an 8.
That will not save. Where's my other d10? I don't know. I'll just roll this one twice. 10.
Oof.
And a 6. So that's 16 radiant damage.
Okay. So is this like a big radius around me? Or
It's a 5-foot radius around you, yeah.
So I think Erica is going to escape out of that, moving farther away from like Max and Jasmin. We'll say like another 20 feet. And then Erica is going to cast Suggestion on Max. So that is a Wisdom saving throw.
15.
Oh, that saves. You just hear Erica kind of say, hey, Max, maybe you should take care of the other two first.
Great.
And then as a bonus action, she is going to cast Healing Word on herself.
Great. Next up is Jasmin.
I imagine that after she casts Moonbeam, there's like a very faint tether of like light going from the staff to like the top of the Moonbeam.
Yeah.
And the moment that Erica moves away from the Moonbeam, Jasmin just kind of like moves the staff and the Moonbeam moves over to Erica.
Okay, great.
And she is going to get as far away and run so she is at least 60 foot away from everyone.
Yes, I think you can do that. I think you were already quite far.
Yeah.
Next up is Max. The moonbeam is chasing Erica.
Okay. I'm just gonna back a little farther away from that and then try and chuck the javelin again.
Do it.
Okay. 20.
That hits.
Roll javelin damage.
Okay, and I am also going to Divine Smite on this.
Okay.
So that means I roll an additional 2d8. Oof. 8 plus 8. Yikes. Plus, what does the javelin do?
It's
D6. Plus 1. So 17 damage.
Yep. Erica disappears
Erica fucking vanishes.
before the moonbeam even hits her.
Oof.
Okay.
By the way, when Erica gets outside, she's like, gives the sup sign to Zan. And is like, sorry, man.
Zan's moved as far away from the other people and this outside area as she possibly can.
Zan just went home.
She's like probably kind of close to tears in that sort of like angry crying kind of way, and she does not want anybody to see that shit.
All right, Zan went home. Erica, you look around for Zan. She's not there. You give this up to Scruff and Holly. Scruff ruffles your hair. She's proud of you.
Scruffles.
Scruffles. It is Cody's turn.
Having seen Erica disappear, Cody has a just a moment of just like energy rush. Like, okay, she got in my mind. It was bad, but she's gone. And so he's going to run forward within 15 feet of Max with Spunk card still in his hand. And it's as he's running, and when he gets within 15 feet, he's just going to blast Burning Hands at second level at Max, which is a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 9.
Okay, so that does not succeed.
That's a nice sound of dice.
Many dice.
That's 13 damage.
Okay.
It's just like, ah! And it's like fire's just going. Yeah.
Okay, great. It is Jasmine's turn next.
Jasmin's just going to move the moonbeam over to Max.
Okay, great. You're sufficiently far away. You don't have to move any further.
Yep.
And it is Max's turn. So you are going to take 2d10 radiant damage.
Yeah, you can make a constitution save for half damage.
Oh my god. Thank Christ. Is it 16?
That just saves. 6, 5, 11.
So you take 5 damage.
Fucking yikes.
And it's your turn. You are in the moonbeam. Cody is 15 feet away. Jasmine is like 60 feet away.
4 Codys are 15 feet away.
Excuse me, 4 Codys.
Yeah.
Jesus, I forgot about mirror image.
Forgot there were 4 Codys.
Oh my god, dude.
4 Codys did fall down kneeling and cry. Yes, that is true.
4 of them were kneeling together crying like
Yep.
a prayer circle.
Yep.
All right, Max.
Max is gonna use his last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Okay. Are you also going to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move into Cody.
Great. You are now within 5 feet of Cody. It is Cody's turn. Max is right next to you.
Cody just kind of just looks up at him, holds up Spunk in his face, and just waves it a little bit,
God.
and fire erupts from it, and Burning Hands at level 1.
Such a good image.
Does he make a dex save?
Yes, Max makes a dex save.
Do all 4 of the Codys hold up the hand at the same time all around him?
Yep,
Oh my god. That's a 15.
that does save.
Okay. I take no damage.
Okay, wow.
Would that reveal to Max which is the real Cody?
No, it's like a mirror. Like it's like refracting his image around, including the fire.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it would include the spell.
Jasmine, your turn.
Moving moonbeam over
Okay.
to both of them.
Onto both of them. Great.
God.
Yep.
Okay.
Max, beginning of your turn, you're going to take 2d10 radiant damage.
7.
And you can make a constitution save to see if you take half damage.
12. I think I'm dead.
No.
So you take those 7 damage.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm still alive.
Cody is right next to you. Jasmine is extremely far away.
4 Codys are right next to me.
4 Codys are right next to you.
I'm gonna
Hit that boy. Hit that boy.
take off toward Jasmine and let Cody try to take a swipe at me. Physical.
Okay.
Yeah, make a attack roll against Max, Cody.
Cody will summon his ethereal quarterstaff, and then 18 to hit.
All right, Max, you take off towards Jasmine. Are you using your dash?
I will dash to get all the way there.
You are right up against Jasmine.
Cool.
And it is Cody's turn now.
Now I will roll radiant damage again. 4 and 1, 5.
And it's your turn.
Cody will move forward out of the moonbeam towards them, and he'll get out Chalama and shoot Ray of Frost at Max.
Shit.
It somehow hit Zan in the apartment.
I was just thinking that.
It is a natural one.
It is.
Oh my god.
But then by precedent, it has to hit Zan. We've already established that.
You pull out Chalama and you think, this time it won't hit Zan. It's gonna hit one of my friends, but I want it to. You raise Chalama out, you cast Ray of Frost, and it fucking just tears across this empty field. And then for some reason, when it gets near Max, it just, a little rip opens up in space, like, and then closes. Zan, you're in the apartment. You're fucking like just laying on your bed on the deck, that's just like ripping up a bunch of leaves that you found, trying not to cry. And you feel that tingle on the back of your neck as a rip in space opens in front of you.
Fuck.
And you get smacked in the head with Ray of Frost.
Ow! Why?
What the fuck? All right, it is Jasmine's turn.
I am going to use my bonus action to disengage and run away from Max. Run 30 feet away from Max. And then I'm going to move the moonbeam over to Max.
Max, make a Constitution save.
This moonbeam is just a thing, huh? I love it.
17.
You save 7 and 5, so
I'm out.
You move the moonbeam over Max. He's like silhouetted in there for a second, and then boop, he's gone. Erica, Max appears next to you.
I give Max a high five.
I give you a very sad high five.
Scruff puts her arm around your neck, Max, and like puts you in a headlock and then gives you a noogie and is like, you did good, bud. Cody, it is your turn.
Cody is going to cast message to Jasmin and say, you did real good. And step back into the moonbeam.
What the fuck? What?
All right, roll 2 radiant damage. I'm going to say Cody willingly.
7 and 7.
I'm out.
Cody steps into the moonbeam and vanishes. And you're done.
Well, hello, and welcome to Dice Disasters. This is the part of the show where we stop pretending to be other people and start pretending to be ourselves. I'm Alan, and with me today, we have Allison.
Hi.
Hey, Allison.
How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Enjoying a good day hanging out with my dog. How about yourself?
Pretty good day myself. It's a little too hot, but you know, that's summer, am I right?
Yeah, it's 92 degrees where I am right now. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I got in my car and it said it was 110 degrees.
Ugh.
Not okay.
No, not okay. Well, I hope everyone's listening. Hope you're at a good temperature. Not too hot, not too cold.
I encourage everyone to message one of our social accounts and tell us whether it is hot or cold for you today. I would love that so much.
That would be... Okay, actually, yes. Absolutely amazing. Yes, please. We need a temperature check with all our listeners.
Yeah, tell us on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. You can find all those socials on our website at dicedisasters.com. That would make my day if you did that.
That's amazing. Yes, please.
Where we have been hearing from you without talking about temperatures is in our reviews lately. We were just talking about them this morning, but we've been getting some really good reviews. Thank you so much. Every time we get a new review on Apple Podcasts, it just absolutely makes our day. So thank you so much.
Y'all are so kind. It just makes me smile so big.
Yep.
Oh.
We got one from Ben, who goes by Salt Punch, and one from Warden Tabris. And so we got both of those in this last week. Again, thank you so much. If you would potentially like an NPC named after you, go ahead and leave a review as well, because that makes a huge difference for us. It makes a huge difference for the NPC who comes into the planet, into this earth with the name that is yours.
Yes, I love our NPCs named for listeners. And speaking of, we actually have a new NPC episode named for a listener. That's Daughter Uriah. They, them is named for Uriah, he, him, who is Pigusili, I guess. Picusili on Apple Podcasts.
It's Finnish.
Oh, it's Finnish. That's cool.
That's my brother, everybody. So thank you so much. My brother left us a review on Apple Podcasts and is seemingly liking the show. So thank you, Uriah, for listening and for writing a review.
Yes, we love all our listeners, whether related to them or not. We love all of you for joining us on this fun journey we're on. Well, anyways, we just finished up the Battle Royale. Congratulations to Jasmin. But let's pick up right where we left off. How about it?
Sounds great. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Bye.
Bye.
A little sound comes and it's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, pew, and like confetti kind of like shoots out of the ground next to where Jasmin is. And you are instantly teleported to the rest of your party, except Zan, who left.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jasmin just kind of stands there with her mouth open, completely dumbfounded, like, what?
I think as soon as Cody appeared, Erica gave Cody a hug and is like, I'm sorry, buddy.
Cody's like, it's fine. I hit you with a magic missile. We're even.
It's not like I can do psychic damage by just like telling people I love them. So like, I'm really sorry, buddy.
That would be messed up if you could.
I love you.
You could probably you could do it to Zan.
You probably could.
Oh. Use fucking dissonant whispers to be like, Zan, I care about you and I hope that you do really well in life. And she's just like,
Zan drops dead.
Oh my god. Okay, great. Yeah. Scruff and Holly like congratulate all of you and are like, this rules. This is great. Most of you are congregated outside of the training area, and daughter Elian actually comes over and meets you by the wall. They look tired and stressed. Actually, as they get close, Scruff reaches over and just like starts ruffling daughter Elian's hair, who like just leans their whole head against Scruff's shoulder and mutters something and groans. Scruff's like, hey kiddo, how's strategizing? And Elian like whispers something to them that makes Scruff just let out this big booming laugh. But yeah, Elian stands back up straight and looks at your party and says, hey, okay, so Kayla and I are finally ready to talk. Could you guys come by the storehouse tower? We've wanted to brief you on the situation on Fell's Keep and also just like tell you about being a daughter and like stuff that we meant to do the first night that you got here, but we've been really busy.
Yeah, we need to go find Zan. Don't know where she went.
Okay, great. Could you just grab her and meet me at the storehouse?
Max will pull out his notebook, click down the black ink thing, and in Zan's minds appear the word storehouse now, please.
Fucking perfect.
No little heart emote.
Yeah, and a little smiley face.
GG.
Zan's gonna like wash off her face in really cold water and then walk over there.
Great. Yeah, you make your way back through the grove to that giant storehouse tree at the center of it. Daughter Elian meets you there. They are just like rubbing their face, like trying to wake up a little bit. And they lead you upstairs past the job board, past the laundry room, through storage rooms that are lined with labeled crates where you all got new clothes and adventuring equipment and stuff. They lead you up through a library with large maps that are pinned to the walls, and finally to a large wooden door. The room that you enter just like immediately reminds you of Ash's office, with one key difference. This room is pristine. There are these like strange whirring contraptions on shelves lining the room, tools and materials in trays and on workbenches. There's like maps on the walls with labels attached to them. In the center of the room, there's a large table with papers that are neatly arranged in a grid pattern. The pens and tools are all arranged like parallel to the workspaces. Daughter Kayla, the burgundy tiefling with long black horns, is standing over the table and flipping through a book, drinking a large mug of tea. And she looks up when you come in. Hello. Please come in, make yourselves comfortable. First of all, I extend my deepest apologies for the lack of guidance and clarity provided to you upon your arrival in the Grove. I do sincerely beg your forgiveness and hope that, however tardy my explanations, they may help you feel more at home here.
Yep.
Not a talkative bunch. Okay. Second, I do have quite a bit of information I can give you as new daughters of the Twin Moons. And she looks over at you, Erica, and says, and friends of our organization.
Yeah, Erica squirms a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sure you're wondering what responsibilities these uniforms carry.
Does the cape have any powers? Cody kind of turns around and like wiggles the cape a little bit.
It looks really cool.
She actually comes over and like inspects the cape and says, this incarnation of it does not, though if you receive more Moon's blessings, it is quite possible that it may gain more features.
Ooh, cool.
Yes, daughter Patrick would be the one to talk to about that. But so there are currently 526 daughters, including the 4 of you. That number fluctuates over time, as this is a rather dangerous position. Many daughters who are harmed, whether physically or emotionally, from the toll of our work, choose to return their uniforms. That is always an option. You are in no way bound to these responsibilities. The Daughters of the Twin Moons are a borderless organization for good. We go anywhere and everywhere we're needed. We help people without expecting anything in return, and we freely teach others to protect themselves. Our tenets are relentless kindness and bravery. In general, we do not expect payment of any kind for our services. Many daughters take this to heart and refuse all forms of currency. An example of that in its purest form is our community here at the Dream Grove. Anything that you need that we have, you are welcome to take or to use. And likewise, if you have anything in excess you feel others could benefit from, we would graciously accept. I do want to stress that you are in no way forbidden to participate in economies of trade and currency and the accumulation of wealth. That is a personal choice. We do ask that when you are wearing the uniform that you uphold our values and, for instance, do not charge someone for your heroic services. That's not really a rule that we made up. There are actually a number of things that you can do that will cause your uniform to be rescinded. Again, I nor any of the daughters have any control over the distribution of uniforms. That is something we are generally at the whim of the moon spirits for.
The moon spirits. When you talk about the moon spirits, do you mean the ones outside the grove?
Yes. The large creatures you see out there are the beings that we call the moon spirits. They are responsible for things like the uniforms that you wear or the gifts that you receive from the moonlight. The moon spirits communicate primarily through dreams, prophecies, and visions. A lot of the time they are quite cryptic, expressing instructions or desires that we cannot easily comprehend. Daughter Uriah is our expert on that front, but they are currently out west. And she shuffles through some of the papers on the table and says, though we should expect them back as soon as they get our missive with the news of the artifact you brought with you. As far as responsibilities go, you are free to choose how much or how little you participate in initiatives that are organized and orchestrated by the Daughters of the Twin Moons. We are self-governed, and most of our efforts revolve around providing aid to those who need it, either amnesty to refugees or revolutionaries. We lend our blades on the front lines of justice. We spread information and education to those who would be denied such basic necessities.
Daughter Kayla,
Yes.
y'all have been really nice to us and really helped us out here. Is there something we can do to help you?
Yes. If I may ask, would you be able to provide daughter Elian and I with an account of what you witnessed in Fell's Keep? Story of how you found this artifact that you returned to the moon spirits.
Of course.
Do you tell her everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that I would hold back.
Are we holding back our origins at all? Or do we just start when we meet the daughters in Fell's Keep and tell them that point on?
Starting when we meet the Daughters of Fell's Keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would start with Fell's Keep.
Okay.
Cool.
I do mention the music and the voices.
Gotcha.
Zan holds back and lets the others do most of the talking. She's sort of fiddling with her jacket.
Cody pops in with completely irrelevant details.
Okay, great. Yep. Pulls out his list of dragon facts, I assume, at some point.
Yeah.
Great.
And Erica turned into a football. Hey, do you know what a football is?
Yep.
Here's a drawing of a football.
Yeah.
She listens, and both she and Elian take a lot of notes as you're talking and ask for clarification and try to pull out as many details from you as possible. They're clearly very interested in both the situation in Fell's Keep and this egg thing that you found. So this geode, this egg, the fallen have prophesized for generations that the moon spirits were missing a piece of their heart. Some translations refer to it as an egg from which more moon spirits will emerge, others as their soul, and without it they are incomplete, others as the source of their magical power, and honestly, some hyperbolize that into the source of all magic in our realms. Do you have any idea about how it works or what it does? I know you talked about how touching it drained some of the energy and gave you intense magical powers, but do you have any theories?
I mean, when it was really powerful, before we drained it, looking in it, it looked like the space we fall through whenever we fall into space.
Interesting.
And it looks like the streak in the sky.
The rift.
Is that what that is?
And we found the bigger chunk, but it seems like Ash had already had a piece of it for a long time.
Oh, so that means... Oh, no. This fragment of the geode that you found in the growth was calling to creatures to come to it, correct?
Right.
Yes.
And those rock golems were trying to just burst into that chamber to take it for themselves. And then simultaneously in the city of Fell's Keep, Daughter Ash had a fragment that presumably would be doing the same thing and calling.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So they did bring them there.
Kayla looks just floored by this realization. She starts shuffling through a lot of papers and actually gets up and kind of sweeps over to one of the map and is muttering to herself. You can tell she is strategizing about how they are going to deal with this. This does put us at somewhat of a disadvantage in rescuing the daughters that have been captured.
Why? Can't we just tell them we fixed it? We figured out the problem and we solved it. They don't have to worry about it anymore.
I imagined that even if the Queen of Ness were to believe us that this was unintentional, it is unlikely that she would turn a merciful eye to something so negligent.
I mean, there's also the correlation, even if they don't know, that the attacks have likely stopped as soon as they got all of the daughters in custody.
Yes, that is actually something that we had confirmed, that the Queen's Guard, upon arresting the daughters in Fell's Keep, their scouts saw that the golems were no longer moving towards the city to attack it.
Why do the Queen's Guard hate us so much?
It's a long, complicated history, but the gist of it is that one of the core tenets of the daughters is kindness, and kindness involves the spreading of free information and allowing people to express themselves and move from one place to another, and just a lot of things that the Kingdom of Ness has made very strict rules about. Their history ban and their closed borders mean that we are often skirting the edges of what is legal in Ness. This is a lot of new information for us to bring into our strategy. What do the 5 of you want to do next?
We need to get Cody home.
Okay. Can we help with that?
Maybe? Jasmin turns to the others. I know we haven't really had a lot of reason to trust anyone since we got here, but I like it here, and I feel like if we can trust anyone, it's the daughters. We obviously have no idea where we are compared to home, so maybe they know? Especially since you can actually talk about history here and everything. Shouldn't we say something?
Kayla actually extends a hand and places it on your shoulder, and then looks around at the rest of you and says, "This sounds like a conversation the 5 of you might want to have together before divulging any of your secrets to me, and I fully respect it if you would rather keep information to yourselves. I understand the danger of sharing things."
Right, yes.
Why don't we meet again tomorrow?
Oh, okay. We can come back tomorrow, sure.
All right. Daughter Ellie, and we need to talk to Daughter Ghost and the others and figure out what we are going to do also.
Cody's gonna hang back a little bit as everyone leaves. And then once he's kind of out of earshot, he's gonna quickly turn around. Daughter Kayla, one last question.
Yes, dear.
Is anything weird happening north of here?
A lot of things happen to you.
God, kid, just so much.
Is there anything more specific you have a question about?
Nah. And then Cody run off.
Oh, okay.
And then Zan waits for Cody to run off and then walks back into the room and goes, "Sorry, I didn't think that he was going to stay for so long." But and Zan sort of laughs kind of nervously and unties the jacket around her waist and holds it out. I'll do what you need me to do. Like, I can go out and help people and help find your egg or whatever, but I don't need another bunch of entities watching me and telling me how good of a person I'm being. I don't want to wake up and have this suddenly disappear on me. You can send me wherever you like, but you can keep this.
Okay. She takes it. She just absentmindedly folds it and places it on the table, and she says, "That is totally fine. Completely fine."
Great, thanks. And then Zan walks as fast as she can out of the room. That was the most uncomfortable thing she's ever done.
Okay, great. Cool.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Good talk.
Yeah, Zan, you run away from there as you all kind of leave the storehouse and disperse or do whatever it is that you want to do. You remember that box that Max has that you never got to open.
Max, we got to open that box right now.
What? What box?
Max is a handful of food.
The box that Trinket said that was expensive or whatever, or dangerous. One of those.
Oh, the box.
Yeah, the box.
Those two things, expensive and dangerous.
Like, please be careful, because, like, Trinket told me he's, like, pretty bad. So, like, I guess I'll see you later, but also maybe please be careful.
Are you gonna blow us up?
When did Trinket say it was bad? This is fine. It was just
It's
like...
a tiny box. How bad can it be?
Trinket's instructions were to open it at least 2 miles away from their tent,
Yeah,
which is actually still nestled up right next to this tree.
I want to know what's in there, and I've had a shit day, so I'd love to just open this fucker up. And, you know...
I can at least check if there's no poison in there, probably, if that would help.
Okay. Also, if it's full of liquid, we just won't drink it.
I can't make that promise.
Have Hat open it. She can't die.
Oh, like the petition with the sarcophagus.
Yeah, no tomb juice.
All right.
No bog cheese.
Jasmine will walk up to it and browse through her menu and cast Detect Poison and Disease.
What is it? You just can tell if there's something poisoned.
Yeah, it detects presence and identity of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of me.
Nothing. You're good.
Well, there's no poison or disease in there. I guess it could have been like malaria in there or something, but there isn't.
Yeah, that would have sucked. Especially if there wasn't already malaria here.
All right, great. You're going to just run out into the field.
Yep. Far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not going to be right up next to the moon gods either, because that'd be kind of mean. Like,
I'm going to say it is just past the new moons, so you wouldn't be able to see them. So you run 2 miles away from the Dream Grove out into the fields. Takes you about half an hour to jog out there. Max knows how long 2 miles is. Max jogs enough.
Mm-hmm.
And you've both been training a lot, so it actually feels pretty good to take a little run.
Is it just the two of us? Or did anyone come with us?
Cody's already in his room, chilling out.
I also did not follow. I'm like, if you guys don't come back in 2 hours, I'll come check on you. But like,
Jasmine's a little worried, so I think she followed them to like the edge of the grove, but she's waiting at the edge of the grove.
Cool. Okay.
me and Cody get a pizza.
All right. So you make it out into the fields. You've got the box. You've got the ruby.
Stick the ruby on the box and then back up real quick.
We'll just put it down on the ground and we'll put the ruby in it.
It's like a firework.
And then like back up real quick.
Okay. So as you bring the ruby close to the surface of the box, there's like the little indent for that missing gem. As it gets close, the whole box starts shaking, and you bring the ruby closer and closer, and then snap, it's like sucked into place like a magnet.
Oh, like the elevator buttons in Luigi's Mansion 3.
Exactly.
Weirdly specific pull, but okay.
Yeah. The little lock on it clicks open, and I guess the box is just on the ground with the lock open. And you two are like, I don't know, how far do you run?
5 or 6 feet.
Yeah, not that far.
Social distanced.
Max is gonna summon his sword.
Why don't you summon the javelin?
What would be longer, the javelin or a long sword?
Javelin's like a long stick.
But it's not like a spear.
Yeah, but a long sword is a long sword.
But it's not that long. Like one of them's like a spear. like a...
Max takes out the long sword and the javelin. You guys hold them up next to each other and compare. The javelin's a little bit longer.
Yeah, use the javelin.
So Max holds as far back on the javelin as he can, as far away from the box as he can, and he's going to try and lift the lid with the javelin.
I'm going to stand behind Max.
Make a dexterity check.
17?
Great. Yeah. You poke the box open. The silver box is only about the size of like a brick. I don't know.
Bread box.
No, much smaller than a bread box. Like you could easily just hold it in one hand.
For sure thought you were going to say tiny desk.
It's about the size of a desk for a rat, I guess.
Cool.
As the lid pops open, Zan, you feel that familiar tingle on the back of your neck, and you know immediately that there is a portal nearby.
Hey.
And inside the box, you can see a tiny little rip in space, only about an inch long, and it's just down there.
As soon as it's not immediately evident that this is going to like explode or something, I'm going to like get closer to it and look.
Why don't you make a perception check for me?
Can I also do an insight check on the box?
Yeah.
Just a general. Can I get a vibe check?
Roll a vibe check.
Sorry, I got a 7, so not great.
Not great. Yeah, you can, through this tiny little rip, you can kind of see gray, which is a bit weird because like all of the portals you have seen so far have led to that purple, like
Spacey.
shifting nebula,
Yeah.
which is like the very similar color to the big rip across the sky. Max, how did your vibe check go?
I got a 22 on my vibe check.
The vibe that you get out of this box is
Max's spider senses.
your spider senses start tingling. The hair on your arms like stands up as you get a sense of dread. You take a step or two back from this box. I don't actually know. Would you reach out and try to move Zan away from it also?
Yeah, I'm going to grab Zan by the back of her
Hey,
shirt and just pull her away and be like,
hey.
I don't know about this, bro. I got some bad vibes from this thing.
You both hear the sound of ripping, like paper ripping.
Uh-oh.
And that tear in space gets bigger, extending out of the size of the box. And you hear the rip again as it gets bigger. You hear a hissing noise coming from somewhere through this rip in space.
It's full of snakes.
And a small little like puff of green fog starts drifting out of this rip, which again tears and gets bigger, and then again, and now by this time it is as tall as like Max is. This is a 6 foot high but still like 1 inch thick rip in space. And as the two of you stand there, you see a hand reach out of this rip. It is a clawed hand. The skin is silvery and reflecting the sunlight. It looks scaled almost. And then you see another hand that grips the opposite side of this rip in space, and they begin pulling it open. And then you see another hand
Oh, okay.
and another. And these 4 hands pull this rip open, and you see the rest of this creature. A head appears poking through the rip. It is a humanoid one. Instead of hair, this creature has snakes that are whipping around, turning to look at each of you. The creature has bright, acidic green eyes, and it smiles, revealing sharp fangs and a forked tongue. The creature keeps pulling itself out of this rip, and the humanoid upper body is followed by a long, scaly tail that is kind of like a gray-green color, patterned and dappled to match the shifting long grass around you. Before you, in this field, is a creature with the upper body of a humanoid, 4 arms, and a massive snake tail, and it looks down at you, smiling, and kind of stretches out all 4 of its arms, letting out a little hiss of delight.
Girlfriend discovered.
Max takes out his notebook, clicks down the green pen, and Jasmin, in your mind, you see 2 words. Oops. Help.
You can find us on Twitter. Our handle is @DiceDisasters, and we have more information about the show, including character sheets and info about the cast at our website, dicedisasters.com.
Our website was made by Allison Otting, who plays Erica.
Dice Disasters is edited by Alan Brazzell, who plays Cody.
Our cover art is made by our DM, Oliver Northwood.
Our theme song is by People Need Goals. You can find on Bandcamp or on Twitter @PeopleNeedGoals. Go listen to their music, it's all incredible.
And remember, we're releasing weekly for the next little bit. So if you're enjoying the show, remember to subscribe and leave a review. See you next week.
Fucking magic!